Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very special episode. We are at the Hippocrates Institute in West Palm, and we are with Brian Clement and his lovely wife, Anna Marie Clement. They are long-term raw vegans, over 50 years, and also very into the greens and not into the fruit. I don't think Brian eats any fruit,
Nope,
right?
Not part of my diet.
So this is so interesting. I know you all love this. We're going to talk about this, see what he eats in a day, see what they think we should be eating to live our best lives. Because I know here at Hippocrates, they help so many people get healthy, reverse things, and truly come into their own and live their best life. So this one's going to be so good. Stick around to the end and let's say hello. How are you guys?
Very, very good. How about you? You're running around the country and interviewing people. I see you all the time, and doing a great job.
Yeah, thank you. It's going great.
I'm excited you're spending some time with us.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. And I had a tour of Hippocrates. It blew me away. The campus, the property, amazing. So let's hop into it. So take us through. There's just so much to touch on. Okay, so first, before we get into the food, why raw food? Why should we be eating raw food? And why no fruit?
Well, let's start with raw food. You know, one of the things that I think that humans have had a difficult time doing is respecting the earth that we're on and our fellow creatures. And all you have to do is pause for a moment. And today it's so easy for you people who like Google and like to speak to Series, which I do sometimes
Yes,
too,
we do.
to ask the very question I'm going to pose to you. How many other creatures in their natural setting eat cooked food? And the answer is?
None.
Not one. Not one creature on the planet except human beings eat cooked food in their natural setting. And why we are the sickest and most mentally disturbed, that really challenge the earth that we're on, that we were given to be caretakers of, in part is because we consume not only cooked food, but what kind of cooked food?
Processed food.
Processed food.
Yeah.
So heavily processed, heavily cooked, and foods that are not foods for humans, called animal-based foods. This is ridiculous that we're still doing this in the 21st century.
And you both, so over 50 years, no animal products at all?
None at all.
No.
Wow, and people think we need it. And look at you thriving in your late
Wow.
60s and in your 70s, 73, right?
Absolutely.
We have 4 kids, 8 grandkids, never had meat, never had chicken, never had eggs, never had dairy.
The kids never have?
No, never.
And how was their development? How did they grow up?
Well, what we saw with our children, and we know now in the science realm, is that when you are healthy, as Anna was, as a raw, plant-based organic food eater, is the children are larger when you're carrying them. So she always gained 45 pounds.
Yeah, 40.
40. Well, she knocked it down 5
That's
pounds.
Yeah.
And I said, that's the only time I've seen her with weight on her.
Yeah.
And then they come out, and at around 2 or 3, they slow down because they're not getting what I call puff daddy food. Things that are like dairy food, which
You
is
might want to
Very-
reconsider using Puff Daddy
puff
as the
daddy.
example.
Exactly. Puffing up the bones, puffing up. So the children are bigger and et cetera, but all of that development is very weak. So their tissue's weak, their bones are weak, et cetera. At 16, vegan children on healthy vegan diets are the same as weight and size, height as other children.
Well, it's a big difference too, because our kids have been nursed, and when you're nursing, they get a totally different nourishment, totally different lactose. If you're formula fed, you're in trouble from day one.
That's right. We've been
Yeah.
telling people forever you have to nurse for at least 2 years
Yes.
before the child's healthy emotionally, physically, and I think even spiritually.
Yeah.
They just put it up a year, so we've got to correct what we've said.
No.
Makes a big
Straight.
difference. I
Yes, it
nursed
does.
long term almost till she was 5, and I only stopped because I traveled and didn't pump and I lost my milk.
Yeah.
And she's just the most confident, happy, like
Exactly.
feels safe, secure person you'd ever meet.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So now let's talk. She said, what do we eat? Well,
Yeah.
let's tell you what we don't eat first and why we don't eat a lot. So at this stage in our life, and after more than a half a century of eating this way, the body becomes familiar with high nutritious food in small amounts. So we sort of mimic our ancestors. For the majority of time that humans have been on this earth, we were nomadic, moving from place to place. So we were nomads until the agrarian age came only a few hundred years ago. Modern Homo sapiens, who we are, we now estimate 150 to 200,000 years ago were in our form. And so can you imagine, for 150,000 years, we were walking, and only eating when we were hungry. Isn't that a really odd idea? They didn't know that there was no breakfast, no lunch, no dinner, no nutritional scientists, no doctors, no sham artists, and no salesmen. Basically telling you you've got to eat. So why people think they have to eat meat? You were shammed. You were lied to and you bought it. Yeah. All the independent.
Well,
why you think you need dairy food?
Meat industry and the dairy industry took care of you.
Yeah. 1917, they started to actually influence academic books by funding academic books. So now we talk about it. So over time, over half a century, combined 106 years or so with Anna Marie and I, we have learned not to eat a whole lot. And we're not suggesting this for all of you listeners. A lot of you are new to this.
Yeah.
So you may want to overeat healthy vegan food to begin with. Knock yourself out. I had to do that at first. If I didn't overeat, I wouldn't have stuck to this, because I used to overeat the junk food, the bad food. So we get up in the morning and we have, I'm going to serve some to you here, green juice. Now, this is not a typical green juice you buy at the health store.
Thank you.
This is a juice that has, I'm going to show you right here, it has elements in it that make this a complete whole food, anti-cancer, antiviral, antibacterial, pro-longevity food. So right here, I want you to do a close-up of this. This is what we developed in 1981 as the very first time anyone used the term green drink. We did that in Boston, Hippocrates Health Institute. So I chose cucumber to create elasticity and hydration of the human cell. Celery because of the sodium content, which is very important for the biofrequency field of your cells. Pea green sprouts, which are complete protein and break down bad guys like microbes and mutagens. And sunflower, which have an anti-cancer and complete protein. So this juice is massively high in protein, has both things that our bodies require, and those things are sugar. So this has sugar naturally in the cells of the greens, and fats, essential fats from the sunflower.
That tastes healthy.
This is how I start every day. We drink about a quarter of this each every day.
And no fruit in it. So I start my day with a fruit juice. You probably are not liking that, right? This is incredible.
Look, compared to what most people do, that's great.
True.
But
this is nice.
Isn't it wonderful?
Wow.
Yeah, you could live on this. And so it's the evolution of understanding. We don't want to go forward. We want to go back to the basics. And our ancestors lived healthy, we believe longer, and without disorder and disease on these type of foods.
So let me ask quick too, either of you any health problems or any health problems last 10, 20 years or so?
No.
Wow, and see, that's not typical, right? I know people in their 70s.
Most people have 5 kinds of medications.
Yeah, I know people that take like 800 and something pills a month.
Yeah.
In their 60s, 70s, the people I know are completely all these health problems deteriorating.
Yes.
So no problems, right?
None at all.
So much is the food, right?
Well, it's attitude, food, and movement. So I wish it was all food. Some people have negative attitude and eat healthy food. Not good enough. People have great attitudes, eat healthy food, and they don't move and exercise. So it's a combination. But overwhelmingly, the fuel is necessary. Think of it in this way. If I take all food away from you, we lock you into the room here for 4 months and give you only water, what happens when I open the door?
Not good.
You're gone.
Yeah.
So, of course, food is important, but the other components to us are equally important.
True. Well said. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't go to work. We go to have fun and be with people that are just as excited to come here and know that because there's going to be healing. They're going to leave here in a much better shape. So can you imagine being a part of that every day, seeing, and then sitting with people after 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and it's like, I don't have this pain anymore. I can sleep now. I'm relaxed. I mean, there's so much going on. This is what milk really should be.
Yeah, this is real mama milk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mama Earth milk.
Yeah. Yeah, you were saying before we filmed too, you had somebody headaches every day, right? And then they start for years and years, right? Like there's all sorts of things you see reverse here, right?
Yes.
It's incredible.
Well, this is nearly 70 years, and
Yeah.
we've had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people come through Hippocrates, and So, you know, we have a new program that's going to launch by the end of this year, longevity. My latest book is How to Live to 120. Dr. Elliot Levy and I wrote that book.
Well, you're definitely on your way there.
We joke and say, God forbid, if we don't live to 120, we die at 119. They're going to say, see, it doesn't work.
Right?
And then we're the only institute or center on the planet Earth that has a reversing dementia and Alzheimer's program. Wow. And that's led by our medical doctor here, who's Harvard, MIT, and Cambridge. And then we have our long-standing comprehensive cancer program. We partner with the top people in Europe, Dr. Rao, as well as Dr. Jan Reinecke, and that's been going on for 70 years here at Hippocrates. So we're known for all of those things. And this is also a place where fun people come and actors come and athletes come. And you know, the Williams sisters came here, and one stayed right in this villa, actually.
Vanilla Ice, even.
Vanilla Ice? Oh,
Yeah.
Vanilla. It was funny. Vanilla Ice came to one of my lectures, must be 15 years ago. Never said a thing.
Yeah,
You know,
wow.
I didn't know who Vanilla Ice was, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I only knew black rappers.
My kids and I listen to his song all the time, so I love it.
And he came to visit
I
me.
only know black rappers.
He came to visit us at Hippocrates, and he said, after that lecture, he radically changed his life. So it was an honor to hear that.
Wow, incredible. Well, it's working. Like, that's why I want to see. So you start with the green juice.
Start
This
with the green
is
juice.
Incredible.
So all we do is we don't eat. I haven't eaten, how many years? I haven't eaten since 1971 what you call breakfast. Because between 11:30 at night and 11:30 in the morning, the body's back flushing. So it really doesn't need what you've been conned by the food industry, the most important meal of the day. Well, don't eat that meal. Drink juice. You're going to flush it out. And this is more than a meal. This makes what you've been eating in the past look like a joke. You can live on this.
Yes,
It's true.
Now,
we start the morning, we use lemon.
we put lemon into there. And why lemon? Does anyone know why lemon? You
Why
tell
lemon?
me why lemon.
You tell me why lemon. You're
tell
the
me
bigger
why
expert than me.
Lemon is because it's alkalizing. And even if you eat a healthy plant-based diet, because of stressors and pollutants, etc., we develop an acidity. So this helps to neutralize the acidity, get the blood flow to go, and it's antiseptic. So if you have any little bugs floating around, it's going to help to kill them.
Okay, and any anti-aging foods?
Oh, this is all anti-aging.
This is all
Yeah.
anti-aging.
I mean, there's nothing I will ever touch
You
that's
know,
not anti-aging.
We do biofeedback test, and one is biological age. You should see how much younger people are, 10, 15, 20 years younger by the time they leave here.
No way. You do those
Yes.
tests here?
Yes.
And you see a difference from the beginning to the
yeah.
end?
Oh, you
No.
bet.
So what are your biological age? You do
Well,
them?
I don't want to admit it. I'm 73, but I'm 45.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to tell you why. We had a gentleman come here 11 years ago with stage 4 cancer,
Colon cancer.
colon cancer. He healed it completely. Now his hobby is bodybuilding. I bodybuild too, but he's serious. He goes out and competes and
He
wins.
does the competitions.
He wins against 50-year-old kids.
Oh, yeah.
And damn it, he now is 39.
So yours is 45 though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It's fearless.
Interesting.
I got to get it down to 38.
Well, 45 is pretty good. Like, it's like 30 years younger, right?
Yes.
And you do look a lot younger. You both look radiant. Okay, so the green juice,
Yes.
So that's what we start now. The
and you
big
don't start
meal.
till around 11:30 or so, 12. You
No,
don't
no, we drink this when we get up in the
Okay,
morning.
okay.
So between 11:30 and between 1:30 is when you should eat the largest meal of the day. Now, these are the
Okay.
condiments, but let's bring the sprouts over
Yep, so we got
and show you.
sprouts.
So
Okay, these are the best looking sprouts I've ever seen.
if we didn't make good looking ones,
And
Look
we'd
at
be
this.
my
I didn't
gosh.
see this before.
Mamma mia,
Yeah.
look
Wow,
Yes,
Kevin,
stuff.
can you get some close-ups of this?
at this. Look at that.
This is unbelievable. This is the best food in the world.
Oh, you're not
Truly the
dreaming of
world,
this.
really.
This is the best. That's why we have more people reverse disease at this institute than any institute in the history of medicine. And those of us that eat this way, we just don't age the way the
And
rest of you.
this is on
So-
top
Yeah,
of that.
exactly. It's true. That's facts.
So we have, how many on the table? I think something like 25 or 30 sprouts every single day.
Every sprout.
Now, why sprouts?
Yeah, why sprouts?
Well, look at this again. We'll go back and use sunflowers since everyone's familiar with that. If I put this little black seed in the ground in 7 weeks, it's a large plant that in the morning faces the east, at night faces the west. that has 2,000 to 3,000 seeds on it. Now, can you imagine in this juice that you're drinking, this has approximately 350 to 400 of those sprouts
Yes.
that
True.
have the
Wow.
energy to come in there.
Yes.
So, you know, in my upcoming book, Quantum Human, I speak about the biofrequency force of the cell and how that brings you together, and how that rejects free radicals, which is the cause of all aging and disease. So now let's look at this extraordinary plate. See, already we're familiar with sunflower and pea greens and the proteins and anti-disease, right? How about broccoli? Way back in the 1980s, early 90s, Hopkins was commissioned, Johns Hopkins, to do a study to see if they could find a natural anti-cancer agent. And this is it. Matter of fact, it has been stated now in several universities all over the world that the most effective anti-cancer agent in the history of medicine, we're not talking about natural medicine, history of medicine, is broccoli sprouts. That's part of our diet every day. Look down here at mung beans. These are amazing. I don't care where you go around the world in Asian cultures, they all consume mung beans. Now, little did they know why, but back in the 19th and 20th century, we found that they're complete proteins. They are loaded with zinc. So if you don't want your hair to turn color, that's in part why mine hasn't.
This is natural color.
Yes.
Wow.
It's because
This
I've been
is unreal.
eating massive amounts of this every day. Then we come over here to buckwheat. If you have any cardiovascular problems, that means phlebitis, strokes, heart attacks, or that's a history.
A lot of lecithin.
Lecithin in there.
Yes.
And then over here, we have clover sprouts.
Yes. And
Pure-
we have beet sprouts. They're amazing.
Well, you talk about people are buying these supplements all of the time for nitric oxide, and yes, we can be benefited from them, but boy, nothing is like a sprout of beets. That puts nitric oxide, anti-aging, anti-cancer at a different level. Now, we call these the condiments in the front. You guys call that the salad. So after we put this on our plate,
Yes.
then we actually, well, let's just do it to show them what we.
You know, when people come to the buffet, and hopefully you can film it at 5, then they take a little bit of sunflower to start with, because you can always go back, a little bit of pea sprouts, and a little bit of
Clover.
cabbage, clover, and then, of course, the
Broccoli.
where you hear so much good about that. And then buckwheat. Buckwheat is one of my favorite because it has all this lecithin and it opens capillaries. It's
Also
amazing.
good for your skin. All of
Yeah.
this collagen
And
crap
this is my favorite to put on top. And then you have the mung bean sprouts. And then we have other sprouts like lentil sprouts. So we have the little sprouts too.
Lentils are loaded with
Lentil
iron.
sprouts. We have
Fenugreek.
fenugreek sprouts.
Do you realize that that's what they make steroidal drugs out of?
No way.
Anti-inflammatory?
No
Only they don't
way.
want you to know they cost about 2 cents.
No.
We have
unreal.
adzuki sprouts. Gosh, you can sprout everything. And then there's mung bean
Dookie
sprouts.
is kidneys, bladder. One of my books, as a matter of fact, I've given you a copy of it. I have the Sprout Pharmacy there.
Nice.
It tells you everything from apple sprouts to ginger sprouts at the end, what diseases they prevent. Then after we put the real food on, we put condiments on.
Yes. Now we get some lettuce that people actually know what it is. We get
Kale,
kale,
that's great.
and we get
Kevin, you'll get some food shots too, right?
I already got them before you guys.
Okay, good. With these trays and everything too?
That's scallions.
Okay.
scallions.
And then, do you know how incredibly high in
And-
calcium arugula is?
Really?
Amazing.
No
There's
way.
nothing on the planet
think
that
these
comes
are
close to arugula. and
melon
It's very
sprout?
inexpensive. Yeah.
Yeah. Watercress. Watercress. Okay, then we have some fun here. We have some olives,
Now that's if people still want the salt, but olives are really nutritious.
onions. I love onions.
And olives are like a
Peppers.
probiotic, right?
Probiotic and also complete protein.
Wow.
We know the Cretans
Cucumber.
for 300 years lived on the protein just on olives on the island of Crete.
Yes, that's about it.
Now if you want bread, you European types,
Yes.
what are you going to have there?
So now we have crackers that are made, we call it kind of tuna because we chop celery and it's sunflower seeds and we put it in the blender and we fix them up And so these are crackers from that.
Nice.
So you
So
take the
there you have
cracker.
something. Now there's dressings, and the dressings are all 100% raw.
Yeah. So you have
Nice. The dressings look incredible. Everything does.
yeah,
So
you
alive,
have olive
right?
oil, you have hemp oil, chia oil, you have some brags, you have
You don't need sugar. Sugar is the biggest killer out in the market today. You can use the liquid stevias for that. And what's in these dressings? That's a mustard dressing, I think, and an
So-
Italian dressing.
this Italian. So we made something fun. You know, these are made in the dehydrator. So these are made in the dehydrator. Takes 24 hours. And we made these. That is just like,
I love it. They look incredible.
And
Yes.
They nice?
so we have
They're beautiful.
mushrooms and squashes, different color squash, and what do you call it, paprika.
Paprika. Yeah, but the
Paprika.
big thing is paprika in the United States is called sweet peppers.
And this is cabbage salad, which is really nice, which we have recipe in our last magazine. So our magazine is called Healing Our World,
Yeah, we can show you a copy of
and
that.
there's always amazing recipes here.
So where's the magazine available? If somebody wants
It's
to get it?
online. It's for
Online.
free.
Okay.
So we
Comes
have it
out
online.
quarterly. This one is on humanity, but each one we have a different theme.
And you have testimonials in every magazine. You learn a lot of things, people that have healed themselves. And this is how we keep in touch with people that have been here and people who are new to this.
So ever since 1980, on a quarterly basis, we publish this magazine, and all of the back issues are free. You can download them from our website.
Okay.
And so we've had tens of thousands of people have healed stories in here too.
Incredible.
I forgot to tell you about asparagus because they are favorite. And a lot of things that we eat, people only ate cooked. And now they eat raw asparagus. It's crispy, it's wonderful, and it's loaded with something called glutathione.
Oh, it is. I didn't know
Loaded
that.
with it, loaded with
No,
Notch.
which is a big antioxidant, right?
And so is avocado, of course. So our food is medicine. Our food is medicine. And
Hey, why did we call this joint Hippocrates?
Yeah, exactly. And do you
yes.
think you're thriving more than you would be if you were having
Oh.
like even natural sugars all these years?
Oh, absolutely.
Even like having like a lot of fruit.
So
Big-
we'll get to the fruit thing. I know that you were.
Yeah,
And
I'm
believe me,
interested.
Yes.
I ate massive amounts of fruit. And of course, it's easy because we're all sugar addicts. There's not one of us out there, unless you're lying, that's not a sugar addict.
Yeah, true.
And I'm just recovering.
I'm
And
recovering.
so what you have to realize is that the human species thrived on fruit when fruit was wildly different than it is today. That the original fruit had little to no sugar. It was mostly fiber. And so what happened is humans got involved. And when they started to
Testing.
harvest it and sell it, it became apparent that people wanted naturally to go after the sugars. So over millennia, thousands of years, they started to hybrid. So today, the agricultural scientists who are fruit cultivating experts tell us the average fruit has 28 to 32 times, not percent, times more sugar than the original.
That's crazy.
It is
Wow,
crazy.
that's unreal, really. Wow.
And the second problem we all have is that we were brought up not eating this way. So we were brought up on massive amounts of sugar. And our pancreas, the organ in our body that actually regulates sugar, no longer functions the way it should. So when you take massive amounts of sugar your body never should have in the form of fructose, it goes into your bloodstream and feeds viruses, bacterias, fungus, yeast, bacteria, cancers, etc. Now this is not hearsay. We may look very casual, but everything we do is science-based. So we have been a living laboratory since 1956. So we used to give massive amounts of fruit to everyone, no matter what they had. And about 40 some years ago, we took it out. And clinically, through blood profiles and medical studies, saw radical shifts in recovery and healing.
So interesting.
In one of my, well, there weren't really common books, they were science books. I have a chapter on how fruit sugar ages you more than most other things.
Really?
Yeah, so it really eats up at
No
your
way.
skin. This is why you see on national and international TV, dentists even saying even healthy food can be bad for you. They're talking about fruit because it's all picked on, ripened. So
True.
it eats holes in your teeth. It doesn't ripen when it's off the tree or the bush. That's baloney. Anyone that tells you that's not a science-based person. So the only one that does that is a banana. So if I pick, which they do in the state of Florida where we are now, orange is 6 months early, and that's not an exaggeration, 3 months early. Can you imagine your body becomes an incubator? And so your poor bones, your teeth, your cartilage, and imagine what that does to your skin over a long period of time. So we don't want to feed disease, we don't want to age, and sadly, if we didn't mess with the fruit, I'd be telling you how wonderful fruit was.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
show some
Food for
more.
thought.
We got more stuff that we have on the buffet. We have dill, which is amazing spice for your food. There is scallion. There is avocado.
Now, tell what this is.
Avocado is amazing. Avocado, of course, is omega-3. It's the best fats. And everybody wonders, so the latest thing from University of Illinois, if you want to lose weight, eat an avocado a day.
Yeah. We were restricting people. We were wrong. Thank God science leads us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so glutathione and of course grated vegetables, root vegetables. Wherever you live in the world, you're going to have to vary what you can find and what you can grow. But, the idea is more or less,
Have you
use
ever
what you
grated
can find.
something like a parsnip or celeric, which is a
Beautiful.
root of celery? This just enhances the flavor of everything, sauces and
Yes.
on top. I mean, anyone that says it's expensive to eat this way, look at this. This is pennies. Anyone that say it's hard to eat this way, you have no imagination. Your taste buds are dead. That's all I can say. If you need high sugar, high fat, you just haven't gotten to a place where eating excellence of food. Food should be very, very tasty, and your body should be receptive to that.
The first week when people arrive here, even though they have all these amazing flavors, they don't taste it because they're used to meat and potato. And then by the third week, they will tell you, I wish the chef made food this week the same that they do now, the first week, because their taste buds have changed.
And meat and potato or Beyond Burgers or Impossible Burgers or, like 30 mangoes I used to eat, or, the big watermelons, I'd eat the entire thing. And that's what happens when you're a sugar freak, a sugar addict.
Yeah. So this, now, let's say you have diabetes. So now you come with diabetes, you're on insulin. Your need is going to go down very fast on this because these foods require very little insulin. So now your poor pancreas can go on vacation and you slowly bit off medication, especially diabetes type 2.
You don't realize, you have people who are promoting fruit and saying you need sugar. Well, the body does require sugar.
Absolutely.
This has all the sugar you
This
need.
is glucose.
That salad there is all the sugar a 200-pound man or woman would require in a day. Now, when you go beyond that amount of sugar,
Yeah.
again, it permeates in the bloodstream and ages you and feeds disorder.
Wow.
Now, this is why people on high fruits have candida and fungal and yeast problems, vaginal discharge, foggy brain, all of this stuff.
And I think people think like this would be hard. How do you fill up on not eating fruit? Like
Right.
you need,
Right.
but you
Once
guys
you're
feel
done
like
with
you
this.
fill up, you feel satisfied, you don't feel like you're missing out, and you have high energy.
Yes.
Anna Marie and I eat one meal a day.
Yes.
We drink nothing else but juice. We take plant-based supplements. And I fast 2 days a week.
Oh, you do?
So Wednesday I don't eat, and Thursday I don't eat.
And what are the benefits you experience with that?
Well, number one, you get mental clarity, more energy. So that's the day when I'm working out on weights at the gym, I do more than any other day. So you have to remember, it's a very simple thing to understand. You have X amount of energy. You can either use it on taking food and pushing it out of your body, or for exercise and mental acuity. I just choose to do the second. So you don't need a lot of food. Remember, the evolutionary body that you have was built to eat very little food on occasion.
So you think we're eating too much these
We
days?
are doing that, no matter if it's vegan or not vegan.
Yeah.
We're eating too much, we're burning too little. We don't use it. Yeah.
Now, you stay fit, but the reality is you're dedicated to this. But can you imagine if you went to this step? And can you imagine if you started to really go one step further? I think why Anna Marie and I got into this work is that we wanted to make this our lifestyle.
Yes.
You know, that simple. Remember, I lost 120 pounds to begin with. So,
And other than the food, like I know you guys have so much here, like the vitamin drips, just so many things. What do you think are like 3 other key things or like 3 big things we could incorporate into our life?
Probably the psychology that we do so much here in group sessions and private sessions. That is, a lot of people, because it's a part of the program, people will do it. But if it wasn't, people would say, well, I don't need that. And they're so prized when they go through these sessions and how wonderful. Of course, our psychologists are so trained. They've been here more than 30 years.
you know, every guest gets that as part of our program.
Because mental health, it's important,
It's
right?
everything. Well,
big.
how I changed my diet wasn't my diet, it was my attitude. How you exercise, I get up and I exercise every day. It's my attitude. So it's 99% attitude, and then everything else sort of follows. I think the second thing we do, we have an energy medicine department. We're the only institute in the world with that.
Yes.
We have about $2.5 million worth of advanced equipment there. And you're a bioenergy field. So as an example, if you fell down on the ground, I wouldn't give you food or a supplement. I'd take 2 giant electric probes and put them on you to get your electric body started. But sadly, natural medicine doctors and mainstream medicine doctors know that, but they don't acknowledge it. So they're dealing with chemistry. We know that your energy fields and your cells, when they decrease in frequency, you're more vulnerable for aging and disease. This is the food, the living food, and this is the baby food that basically creates large plants that have by far, hands down, the energy field you require.
A lot of people that have Crohn's colitis, they have serious digestive problem, and they've been told you can't eat anything raw, forget about it. And so they're saying, well, I go to Hippocrates. Well, what are you going to eat there? This is baby food. This is the easiest. Anything is sprout. This is tougher. This is tougher. And the sprouts are the easiest.
Hundreds and hundreds of people reverse those problems.
Yes.
Colitis, Crohn's, etc.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you know, other people have ideas and philosophies and they write books and listen to other people. We do this every day on people. And they're here from all over the world. And we have watched this for 70 solid years.
And you must notice big difference on people's happiness, right? Like their happiness, their vibe, their attitude when they come in versus even like how quickly do you notice like when people go from, you know, the standard American diet to eating this clean raw food?
Yes.
How quickly do you notice they start to feel good and you see a difference?
End of first week.
Wow.
Yeah, it takes
See,
about
incredible.
6-7 days.
Yes.
Then the other thing, you know, you talk about IVs and a lot of hyperbaric chambers. We have all of that. Anything that scientifically has been validated and we believe in is on this campus.
Yeah.
So this is one-stop shopping.
No, this
is
campus is unreal. I did tour. I've never seen anything like it.
We just opened a genetic lab.
Yeah, we have the
And so
top
that's the
genetics
next-
lab in North
that's the
America
next
here
thing.
now.
Yes.
Unreal.
Another thing. But the big thing is with the IVs, most of you are taking genetically modified corn in the shape of vitamin C. Don't take it, people. We use a plant-based cassava. Now, if we can buy it, everyone can buy it, but the cost factor is slightly different. This weekend, I'm speaking at the International IV Conference. They're going to be a little surprised at what I say to them.
And I have to ask, because I was just looking at your hair. I was like, this is not dyed at all. You don't
No,
dye your hair. So if somebody's
absolutely.
watching and they're like, I want to, do you think people can reverse gray? Or what are the top keys
we
for
see it.
preventing it?
Well, number one, if you live long enough, everyone will eventually get gray. So if I do live to 120 or more, I'll probably have some gray. But yes, we see it here every single year. People become full blast white hair by the end of the stage, just from the wheatgrass that is loaded with zinc, just like I said, mung beans loaded with zinc. And taking food-based zinc supplements, hair comes back.
So the zinc is a real
Yeah,
key.
and you're young enough, you just
Okay.
keep doing this, you won't have gray hair
Wow.
until you're 100.
Okay. It's okay.
Our founder, Ann Wigmore, who started this in 1956, when she had stage 4 colon cancer, she went totally gray. And as she healed, she got her hair color back.
No, wait. And
Yes.
wasn't she told she had 90 days to live?
Yes.
Oh, yes. She was, the Harvard guys, the top guys told her that in 1952.
How old was she then?
50.
She was
Yeah.
50. So they said you have 90 days to live. You have stage 4 colon cancer.
Went home.
So she went raw?
went 100%
Oh,
raw.
absolutely.
Went sprout raw. Raw is one thing. Vegetables picked in California 3 weeks ago are not what we're talking about here. That's why we call those condiments.
Yes.
This is the food. So the difference between that and this is probably about 75% nutritionally and about 75% energetically. And by the way, some of those plants are picked so long ago, they have no vitality, no nutrition in them.
There are a lot of sprout growers that you can buy them from. You can grow them at home. You can grow them in soil or hydroponic. You could be on the 40th floor and actually have a hydroponic machine and grow all this.
There were millions of people all over the world doing it. The big push now is in India. We've had some of our students go there. There are millions and millions of people in India now. They're converting over. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. Okay, so the salad with this beautiful kebab. This would be, you know, what you recommend or what you
This
might
is
go
what
for
we eat
today.
in the middle of the day.
And then, is there a time you stop eating, or is there anything you eat after that? Any dessert, or?
No, let's go back to your...
I guess not. If there's no sugar, right? I'm thinking, what would be dessert?
Well, you
There
can,
are desserts.
we make desserts
Yeah,
here.
we make desserts. We make nut ice cream and
With
banana
stevia.
ice cream.
With stevia. Banana has sugar in it.
Yes, that has sugar. But for the people that shouldn't have any sweet, we make nut ice cream. It tastes amazing.
So we go back a century and a half ago, the agrarian period, not the nomadic period. So when we were sitting, we got a little insecure. So we put fences up and put farms in, and we stopped walking where everything was abundant. So now we sort of got into control. Now we had to have countries and cities and states and then armies to protect ourselves. And we went from having 6.5 babies when we were nomads to 9 babies because we had more calories but less nutrition. At that point, when the sun went down, people went to bed. Remember, there was no lights.
Yeah,
No.
true.
And when the sun came up, they came up. So your body's also programmed as nomads, sun down, bed, sun up, up.
Circadian rhythm.
So it's only been 150 to 200 years we're doing crazy things like staying up and eating like I used to do at 11 o'clock at night. I'd be laying in bed with dessert, you know, at night, and not good. So
No, that's really bad.
Yes.
it is. So we choose to only eat one meal a day. If you're going to eat another one, and some people should. If you're young, developing, remember we now know until you're 25, you keep developing. It used to be 21.
Growing.
Now we know the brain doesn't stop
Really?
until 25.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, that's all. Finally, we do brain research. We don't have, not us, but the science community
Right.
about it. The other thing we do know today is that if you can, if not at sundown, at least 3 hours before you go to bed, and it has to be this type of food, easy to digest, nutritious food. But the meal should be small in the evening. And you know, young athletes need that. People who are doing exceptional amount of work, and we all use more than half the energy mentally than we do physically. People don't recognize that. So a smart athlete is really using a lot of energy. Dumb athlete less.
Okay, well, this is incredible.
Yeah, it gives you an idea that it's not really complicated. It's simple sprouts. You either buy them from a sprout grower that grows organic, or you start getting seeds. We have a lot of information. We have a lot of books. We have a lot online. You can see videos how to do
Online
this.
program, you can be certified and
we
teach this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you teach this here, right? If somebody
yeah.
comes to
We teach
Hippocrates,
this.
you teach it. So yeah, this is great. I feel like Hippocrates is great whether you're dealing with a health challenge or even if not.
Right.
Half the
Right?
people that
Of
come are
course.
healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, I know people who have come here in the community and they say like they never felt better in their life when they were
Right.
here. Yeah, so this is amazing what you're doing. You should be proud. I want to taste test it too for the camera, so maybe I will in a
You
second.
do
Yes.
it. You take,
And-
what dressing do you want?
I don't know what these all look amazing. And anything else you want to share with the audience?
Well, I mean, you know, this may seem a step that's above what you're doing now, but remember, take baby steps.
Yes.
Those of you that are facing premature aging and disease, you've got to learn to run. But again, half the people that come here are as healthy as an ox, superstar athletes. Hollywood sends all of the actors and actresses here to buff their bodies up before they do movies now. Why? Because the top trainers say this does it. This is the highest protein diet in the world. what you're seeing there is more protein than any other food on the planet Earth.
But it's funny still, most of the planet they don't think
They
that,
don't get that.
you know?
I mean,
Yeah.
What a good job the marketers for the meat
Yeah.
and dairy industry did.
Yeah,
That's all
they did an A+ job,
You're
right?
not kidding.
Yes. Since I say the 50s, it really went nuts.
Yeah,
And our mothers believed it, and they believed that formula was far superior to nursing.
I mean,
Yeah, true.
So,
And okay,
yeah.
quickly, what comes to mind is maybe the most transformative story here or person you've ever seen come through.
we can go on forever.
many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so many people have come and changed their life, and of course, a lot of people do come. They've been treated for cancer, and they are not in remission yet, and they want to get to that place where you are safe, where you don't look behind your shoulder for the next time that you have cancer again.
So the Williams sisters, the top female tennis players in history, have been here. And one was told she was going to die.
No way.
And stop playing tennis.
Yes.
Imagine that would be like telling me to stop talking.
Yeah.
And secondly, you'll probably be gone in 5 years. Well, she came here, brought about her complete recovery, became a complete vegan, sent her sister here. Her sister's a vegan. The top tennis player, Djokovic, is 100% eating this way now. So look at those of you who look at people who are folks you admire, they're all doing this. They're all doing this. And so you may want to do less than what you should be doing, but whenever you do less, you get less and become less.
And do you think this is the future?
It is a future.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is a future.
I just talked to this gentleman who's 80. He lives in a nursing home. He came here now. He says, I can't take it. I am so constipated from all this food that I got there. I'm on all this medication. I'm going to do this program. I want to be free.
Yeah,
So, imagine that.
It
We've
gives
had
you
people
free.
even coming out of hospice.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Where they said, yeah, heck no, I'm not going yet.
You want to tell that?
I love
That's
it.
a wonderful story.
We have great stories.
We're at home on a Sunday night and just about ready to go to bed. 9:30, we get a call, and it's the front desk here. They said a guy just tried to check in with his hospital gown on and tubes coming out.
No way.
Yes.
So we said, well, you can't put him on the street. He can't breathe. So we had an oxygen tank here. Then our doctor basically said, put him on that, and we'll deal with it tomorrow morning. So he actually checked out of hospice.
Yes.
When they told him he had 24 hours to live,
No
he
way.
jumped in the car, drove 4 hours here from the west coast
Yes.
of Florida.
Yes.
And basically, well, he's alive.
He's
in
alive.
Florida.
He's
I
as
just-
healthy as could be.
I just love it. This is amazing. You guys
Yeah.
must feel so good. It's
Oh,
just the planet needs you. So
it's
thank
fun.
you both for what you do for
It's
the
wel-
world.
It's welcome.
Yeah,
We
thank you.
We have a great team. We have
Yes,
a
we
lot
do.
of people that love to be a part of this. And we work together.
So
it's all
Bon appetit. Give
Yeah,
which
would
one
love
of the
to try.
dressings.
Let's show everybody
put
how.
both of the
I can't wait to
dressings
try.
on it.
Look at this first class treatment. Wow,
Yes.
this looks delicious.
that we have at home. We have big bowls because to fit it all on a plate is kind of tough.
Absolutely. There you go.
That's delicious.
Isn't that nice?
You got to try
Here,
the
put some
kebab.
olive- These are
Delicious.
gonna, you have to eat all of these,
You
please.
got to try the kebab.
Let me try that.
Yes.
Wow. This looks
How
so
do
good.
women eat and not get messy? That's what I want to
No, that is. But people are always messy with meat and chicken, and they don't think
all
about it.
over.
It's all over.
I know.
This is something when you start with children, because a lot of families come here, and some of them have problems. Some it's not the child that has problems. It might be mom or dad. But we do have a lot of kids here, and this is very unfamiliar for them. So the first week, they go more here. They have olives and cucumber and things that they
Used to.
And then by the third week, they're picking from the buffet. They're getting things that they wouldn't touch the first week. And then, especially if they're teenagers, they will thank us at the end and say, how lucky I am that I learned this now and not when I get older.
When our kids were young, 10, 12, they used to teach classes here.
Yes.
And the guest would be asking, we wouldn't be in the class. how do you do this? Do you really do it? And the guests would freak out and say, you don't force them to do this.
No.
They run around eating dulse all day long.
I love it. Wow. Delicious. I mean, energizing, right? Just feels like in alignment with what we should be eating.
You bet.
Yeah.
It just electrifies, energizes you, which is what food should do. Shouldn't be
Absolutely.
making us tired, right?
No, if it makes you tired, you're on the wrong track, that's for sure. And more important than anything else, you eat this food, you get sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. And how lucky it's great for you both. You're in alignment with the same lifestyle, you know?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's pretty hard for each of you to date someone that was eating Chick-fil-A
Never
or
happened.
No.
right?
It's funny, when I first became a vegan, I didn't really think about that. But then after a short time, when I would be near a woman that took dairy food, she smelled like sour milk. So I said, I can't date somebody. And my friend said, what are you, nuts? but, eventually you just can't do it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anna Marie and I have been together over 40 years.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Perfectly in alignment, right?
Perfectly
In all
aligned.
areas of your life, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Well, this has
Yeah.
been amazing. I want to thank you both for welcoming us here. And the
Thank you.
suites here are stunning. I'm looking at the water. What a beautiful place to stay. Come detox, heal yourself, get healthy. And people could they run into you both if they come here?
We
Oh,
teach
we're
classes.
totally
and
open.
They'll get sick of us.
Yeah. Okay, great. So I will link the Hippocrates down below, and I will link the books, everything I can, your Instagram page, everything we can down below. And go subscribe to the channel, follow for more. I'll put 2 amazing videos on the screen right now. I'll put the podcast we did together. That was good on the screen. And yeah, go eat more living raw foods. These foods make you feel amazing. I hope you're inspired to make a green juice or get healthy. And we love you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
See you then.